Hello and welcome back to Frostpunk. I'm doing a map I've never played before. I think it's for Winterhome or the Ark or something. There's a bridge. And I'm playing a type of scenario I've never done before. The generator has exploded. I will basically be leaving it until the very end. This is the no generator run. Guess what we're doing in it? I give you a hint. There's no generator and we're running. So, what are our main goals for the beginning? We need houses. Your people cannot survive nighttime without both things. They need either heat or either a place to sleep. Our first stage will be lots and lots of houses and also lots of medical tents. But the very first thing we're going to do is actually get gathering posts upon the field. We need our people to be warm as much as possible because we are expecting a lot of ill people really quite quickly. So I'm going to put down here gathering posts, and they're going to gather as many things as possible. Then we're going to get some medical things going on, and then we're going to get some other things going on. We are of course sending people out as far as possible to grab these, which is, wood. We'll be needing a lot of wood early on, and we're going to get a lot of houses. I'm going to temporarily build a lot of houses over here. We're going to build a lot of tech, because we'll be needing tech as well. Somewhere, we'll build tech somewhere. And we'll see how it goes. Now, outside of that, how are things? I don't know. Also, one other thing I'm going to do is go the House of Prayer route. I have never prayed before, and this looks pretty interesting. It gives hope. I feel like we'll be needing hope. Are you prepared? I am not. While they're building up basic things, I need to figure out where my eternal resources are. We have a bit of a forest up here. We have coal, wood, more coal, and iron. Now, coal isn't as important because we've not got the generator running, of course, but we can still run heaters. Heaters are a thing, so we'll work with that and get it going. It's going to take time and effort. We've got 3 days till the first temperature drop, so that's our cut-off for doing well. With our first workshop up and running, we need to figure out what we want. We do have access to heaters, but we probably could do with a beacon. Probably faster gathering in the very beginning, so faster gathering to start. Then we'll work towards getting to the next tier, because we need bunk houses for warmer housing. We need hot houses to grow food. We need, because we can, to build the generator, because I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. But we need a lot of things, so time will go quickly, because there's not much I can do right now, apart from watch my people scurry about like ants. But let's get a few more workshops up and running. Night has fallen and everyone has a house. That is a very good start to the world. And the first place is giving us a lot of hope, and we can get even more hope. I do need a second church so they carry on liking me, but that's a massively good start. We have hope, people. We should probably, now I think about it, unlock something cool like emergency shifts, then extended shifts. Also, children are probably going to be working everywhere. Beginning of people being ill has happened. We actually do need to get a few more medical posts. It's a problem. Now I think about it, we will be needing a lot more medical posts. Everything can be built wherever, because again, we're not near the generator. But we need significantly more medical posts. We've already got 4 people ill, and we're not even through most of the night. As many medical posts as possible active, although right now we only have 2, because 3/5 of my people are working in the workshop. While I'm at it, I'm also going to be figuring out how to plan my entire world. We only have limited space. This is a small to medium map. Not much space. Obviously, I need to make sure we have enough going as possible, so yeah. The first research is done. The second research will be drawing boards. We need tier 1, and we need tier 1 now. With 3 of these running, we will get it almost now. We're doing about 2 or so researches a day. We need to keep our wood going to make sure that carries on going. We will, of course, be needing hunters. We will, of course, be needing everything. But right now, we take what we can get. The beginning of our hunting area is also starting, as you can see. We need this to be done. We need a lot of things. So it looks like we can't actually put a hunter's hut connected to the road properly. So we're going to have them slightly staggered. But the hunting is over this way, amongst the massive, massive snowdrift I didn't realise was there until I started building. Tier 1 research is now complete. We're going straight for medical post upgrade. We need people healed faster. Then, of course, we can get the bunk beds. We are slowly using up all the resources of the area, which is good, but we need people to be healed fast. We have plenty of wood. I'm going to start building a housing area, And not all hope is lost. We can rebuild. It's going to take time, but we can. Not going to, but we can. One good thing is a huge amount of the resources has now started being depleted. So now we have access to more people to do things. Some of them will be going out at night to get food, stuff like that. But we do have access to people doing stuff. With that being said, we need a new law. So I'm going to go with food additives, probably. There is no heat. You're getting sawdust to eat. One good thing I'll say is we're barely getting any ill people at this early stage. We've had 4 so far. I'm actually looking at the patient list. It's going to take 20 hours for them, 20 odd hours for them. So they'll be ready by tomorrow. So our people and our issues are fine. While that's being done, I'm actually going to start planning up here a new sleeping area. I actually want like a temple area and an actual housing area. So up here I'm going to plan something. I'll show you in a second once I think it's done. So I've started this kind of thing, as you can see. It covers most of the centre. It's going to cost a lot of our wood, and I might be able to delete bits of it later, but I'm planning things. It might be the worst planning I've ever done, but I like it. So I'm going to delete the houses externally. I'm going to leave it as it is. This is where we're going to be building our new housing district. With research at a medicine post, we can now get the bunk houses, of which I'm going to grab quickly, because heat is getting premium-y. That will allow us to start upgrading all the houses I've just built, and everyone can then live up there. A new law will be added. I am thinking of adding emergency shifts so we can get extended shifts. I would very much like for these people to be doing extended shifts. But we have just researched bunk houses. That'll be a massive, massive step in the right direction. With that being said, we're also going to grab the steel works. Steel will be needed. There isn't much steel on the map. We need steel now, and it doesn't use any of our cores. The new housing area is coming along nicely, and the first of the bunk houses exist. These of course are a lot warmer, so people want to move into them when it's colder. Right now, they don't care what their houses look like because they're warm enough. With the first temperature drop, we now need to start looking more seriously at getting a lot more resources. Our people are going to get colder faster. The next research we'll be grabbing after this, by the way, will be the wall drills. We need more wall drills to drill more wall stuff. We're also going to grab shrines, apparently, because they make people more efficient in workhouses. That is a big important thing. It can make, apparently, our healing houses much more efficient. We will be grabbing that and also more wood. With the steelworks research, we now need the wall drill. We can't really afford the wall drill, so we need a little bit more wood. What we're going to do is slowly destroy some of the houses because we need the wood, and it'll also give us more space up in the north. So the housing areas will be slowly sacrificed to research, but the wall drill is now majorly important. That will give us most of the resources we need apart from coal. We now have access to extended shifts. We will be using them extensively for my engineers. They need to be extended shifts constantly so we can get all the research up and running. We're also going to pray a little bit. It's gotten colder and my people are now starting to get really upset in their little chilly areas. So the next research we're going to get will be heaters. It's time to turn them on. I was a bit late in those because I'm a moron. Let's grab heaters. That will be useful for all the buildings which require heating. You know, all of them. And with that being said, the wall drill is now active. With the wall drill, we can actually get unlimited wood, which we're going to need. But our first of 5 cores is gone until we get our scouts out. All of our buildings are now getting heaters, which are now turning on and using 1 coal an hour. We have a spare bit of coal, so that's not a big problem. It was a problem because none of the medical posts were running for half the day, but we've solved that by turning them on and giving them heat. 4 more bunkhouses are being built inside the little city, and that should help my people survive. And finally, all of the shrines are done, so we're going to get a lot of resources. Everything which does need heating has gotten heating, and people aren't dying nearly as fast as they used to be. We are going to be adding evening prayers to our list of things we can do, so we can pray at night, and apparently it removes discontent, but I have to pay them in food. We don't have much food, that's a problem. We will be needing scouts to find us more people. Luckily, it has heated up. Not much, but enough. We'll be needing this to stay at 30. Everything else is problematic. We finally have access to the beacon, which is going to be built immediately, and people are going to be sent out. It will be added over here with our food section. Congratulations, the beacon is now prepared. A second scout team is being researched immediately because we need 2 teams of scouts out there on the field. That will be a lot of people we can no longer have or find. And there we go. The first team is prepared. Good luck. Go find things out. Also, my city's called Aurora. I should have said that at the beginning. Welcome to Aurora. Our second scout team is now prepared. We have 2 scout teams. We'll be going for 3 scout teams, but right now we take what we can get. With the scouts out, we should find resources and people. And luckily, we're finally running out of resources across the map, so we can carry on building and expanding. We have begun the basics of our city. A new law is being added for field kitchens, which apparently give workplace temperatures of other places a lot more. People get warmer with a nice hot soup in their mouths. We're going to do that. With that being said, we do need to get to the next tier. We need a lot more wood. So we're going to wait for a little tick, grab the wood, and get tier 2. We need to get better infirmaries. Infirmaries are much warmer, much better, but they do require cores. Our engineers will build them and then man them. The first storm has revealed itself at day 12. That could be a significantly major problem. Luckily, we're going to get healthcare insulation up because we're going to need that, then housing insulation because we're going to need that. Next stage healing is going to be infirmary. We need the infirmary up and running, and we need it up and running probably a couple of days ago. We've just found a ruined warehouse and there's a smudge of smoke above it. We might finally have more people to man more things. That will mean more food, but I am willing to risk it for more people. And the city section is still coming along really nicely. We're also going to go for radical treatment. This will allow us to, for the gravely ill, remove limbs. We can give them new limbs from the factory, if I remember correctly. But we need more limbs and more people. One of my people is refusing to eat, I've just noticed. They've been hungry and cold nearly the entire time. Why are you not eating? We found survivors at the buried hamlet. People, kids and engineers. Both places we checked has brought us people. That is great. We can now upgrade more and have people in it. And just like that, we have access to infirmaries, which I'm going to be building over here. We'll be needing the infirmaries to do infirmary-based things. I'm also going to be building over there a field kitchen when we get the resources, so we can actually look after it better. But we are low on steel, I've just noticed, which will be a problem for lots of upgrades. There's literally no good place to build unless I build it there. That's a problem. So I'm going to move that, build this here. Then that'll be awkward over there. Then we could have different health things, like the medical posts. You can't build it, not adjacent to street. Weird. And more survivors are on the way back. This is a lot of engineers and a lot of workers. We can now start fully upgrading everything. We're also going to activate overcrowding. This will allow us to have more people in our medical posts. This will probably be needed very soon. It turns out the field kitchen doesn't actually help raise the heat of the infirmary, so this was a waste of my time. The storm is officially on its way. We are having trouble. My people are not yet back, and discontent is rising. But on the bright side, my people have just come back. Lighter scout sleds have just been researched. That is super important to get more and more people. Right now, we still need more and more people. Luckily, the first storm appears to just be a day long, but that's going to cause a lot of issues, I feel. All the people we just brought back are frostbitten and hungry. We are saving them. And then we're going to grab cookhouse insulation, because we need our insulation in our cookhouses. Also begun to realise we are very low on coal. That's a big problem, because there's a storm on the way. The cookhouse insulation has been researched. Upgrade our steelworks to get more steel to upgrade more houses. Unfortunately, a storm will hit us before that happens, and people are still very upset with us. So we're going to build the temple. We need the temple now. Over the storm, I'm shutting everything down. The people will stay in their houses so they don't, die. It'll be the only thing I'll be able to do. The cookhouses, they'll have to survive. A lot of people are really hungry for some reason. They should literally eat. But we're going to try and finish off a few more bunkhouses. If the bunkhouses are done, my people will survive a bit longer. I've just realised we're not prepared for the first storm. We don't have enough heat. All of my infirmaries just shut down. We have an entire day of no healing. That's a big problem. Oh, and all the bunkhouses are freezing. Oh no, this is bad. I am officially waiting for the entire day of storm to pass so I can heal my ill people. Because I have nowhere to go because I need to upgrade the housing. Our very first amputee has just happened. Cool. 184 people are ill. We've survived the storm. People can now be healed. That is glorious news. Please heal the people. Everyone has gone back to work, and I have sadly promised not to do extended shifts for 3 days. That's annoying, but it is what it is. Our next research is going to have to be a coal mine, because we keep running nearly out of coal. We do need coal. So the coal mining is done, but that also requires cores. We are vastly running out of cores. We have 1 core, which means we can't do anything else cool. Hopefully my guys can find cores. A coal mine has desperately been built. People are going to starve to death. This is sadly inevitable. Not my fault, somehow. Luckily it's night time, so I have 40 people gathering a huge amount of food. They just have to survive to tomorrow. Please survive till tomorrow. We've found people in a decrepit village, but I'm going to go for the overturned sled because there might be resources in it. And then maybe the research station. But there are people we can find. Okay, food is being made. People are no longer starving. We might just make it. We've made it. No longer people starving. Oh, a small airship. That will give us cores. Please give us cores. I need more coal. We're going for the 3rd tier of research, day 14. That is vastly needed. And I think we're doing okay mostly. There's a lot of ill people, but we've kept that down. A lot of hungry people, but we're doing better at it. We do need to feed the last of the hungry, but I think we've there. We do need, now I've realised, to actually build the temple. The new temple has been built along with a couple more of my houses of prayer. As you can see, this area is looking quite nicely. We have to get rid of this because it's in the way, but it's looking quite nicely. With that, the Book of Laws will be written into. And we're now going to go for triage. Triage will allow us to 1 in 4 kill everyone, but heal the rest. And the temple has been built. Glory be to Templeosity. Let's do a ceremony and make people happier. There we go. There's no discontent anymore. The small airship also did not have cores. It has the new resources, which I will be needing to build the generator, which, if you may have noticed, I'm not building. Research 3 is now complete. We need houses. We vastly need houses. Then we need better food, we need better everything. The destroyed mine also doesn't have cores. It has even more steam exchangers. This is great. I've always wanted loads of steam exchangers for that thing I'm not building. To make sure the food keeps running, I'm building a couple more hunters' huts. These will be hunterific and needed. We can upgrade them to flying hunters' huts, where we start using airships. And it makes you wonder why we weren't using more of those before. Our scouts are using sleds. We've now officially learned house, so we'll be going for important things like, or really important things like better infirmaries. We'll be needing those to really get rid of the people. It's going to get colder and people are going to suffer. With that being said, we're also going to build a care house for the gravely ill and amputees. They are taking up spaces in my medical area, and I don't like that. Over here in the corner is where all of our medical things are. Congratulations, amputees, you get to watch the coal mine, which I just realised will be right in front of you. That is probably dumb of me, but there you are. Our infirmaries now employ fewer engineers. This will give our access to more engineers across the board, to other medical posts and more engineering. But let's get ourselves to flying hunters. We've found more survivors. This will be useful, but also a problem because we're running out of places to put the people. More houses will need to be built, which means we need to get rid of this and that. While we're at it, both the steamworks are going to be upgraded to give even more steel. We need these as good as possible because we need more steel for all the housing. It's going to get colder and colder and colder, and we need as much as possible. Welcome, flying hunters' huts. With that out of the way, we do need large resource depots to store more resources, especially food. So we're going to start beelining towards bigger depots to store everything. All of the houses are now being upgraded. Most of the people are back, another group is coming back soon. And we have a huge amount of food being prepared. This is good news. We just need the storage and probably another food preparation area. I forgot the name. We've now gained the ability to make prosthetics. We don't have the factory to make them, but we can now give our disabled people prosthetics so they can carry on being productive members of society. Everyone works, no one quits. Service guarantees citizenship. Large resource depots are a thing. They will now be liberally used as far away from my base as possible up here, I think. The research station gave me only steel. We are vastly running out of places to find cores. Loads of really hungry people, loads of really ill people. Thank you for bringing them all back to me. They're eating everything I wanted to keep for the storm, which is still coming, guys. The first of the large resource depots has been turned into a food ration storage. We'll be needing that to store lots of food rations, of course, because I need to survive throughout storms. Found more survivors, we're going to go grab them. We now have more survivors then we actually have jobs. This is a rare occurrence. I'm going to start preparations for the upgrades for the next zones, like the steam wall drill. We don't have the steel for it, but we do need preparations for it. The steel will be used in large amounts more storage areas. One thing that should be noted, every house is now a house. That's all we have now, houses. This is glorious. Oh, also we destroy this area over here, I forgot. But every house is now officially a house, and the old housing area is gone. And more survivors for the city. Glory be to the survivors. We don't want them, but we have them. No survivor will ever be left behind. However, we don't believe in dignity here, so we're going corpse disposal. Let's go cemetery and have a nice thing for our people to die in, so people can look at their corpses, although I did like the idea of organ transplants from the other place. Just to make sure people know how truly much I care about them, we're building a cemetery right next to the infirmaries. The storm has reared its ugly head. 24, day 24. One of my teams may not make it back. They're going for sleds. I need cores. The Book of Laws is now prepared. We're going for ceremonial funerals. So everyone who dies is going to be honoured. It's probably going to be pretty high very soon, at 24, because we need to get the next research, or we're going to lose immediately. I have suffered my own incompetence again. We are straight up going for the next tier. We need this to get better housing and things. We need it now. Some of these are going to be flying hunters' huts. This will give us access to airships, of which I still don't get why my scouts don't use, but whatever. Oh, we found steam cores at the scattered sleds. We finally found steam cores. It's 3, but I can use it to upgrade things. Finally, come back home. If you lose to the storm, 1 day 10. 1 day 10. Ooh, you're going to make it, but just... With that, we're also going to upgrade our steelworks to advanced steelworks. We need that quite badly. Because tech is so massively needed, I'm building a lot more tech stations over here, as you can see. They will be the way to get all the tech done as quickly as possible. Both of these are now advanced steelworks to get all that steel we'll be needing for more upgrades. We are prepared. The storm is coming. We are prepared. We're going to make the infirmaries more effective. It will be needed quite immediately. With the cores back to base, another infirmary is immediately going up. We will be needing a lot of infirmaries. I'm also going to be upgrading the steam drill because we need more wood eventually. I'm also going to add in the other coal plant, but that will be next, not before the storm. In fact, yeah, before the storm. I've begun to realise I should have upgraded my heaters. This is a big problem, and we probably should have done that a lot long. Luckily, it's not going to take long. I said long weird. All research for the heaters has now been grabbed, like immediately. We needed that a long time ago. That was a problem, even for me. More large resource depots are also being built to store more stuff. We do need steel and raw food storage. We also need a lot more food rations, so we're going to upgrade all of the hunters' huts as quickly as possible as well. And now we play the one-day waiting game. Some people will be working throughout the entire storm, other people not so much. With the storm, you can now see all of the buildings are freezing, which is a problem. I don't think anyone's working there. These are very cold. With the final upgrade, they should be habitable? We'll have to see. These are now officially just cold. These are cold. This is a problem. We need these to be a lot warmer than they are. The big problem is all the houses are also very cold. We're only at minus 70. Minus 100 is what I remember from the main game. This is a problem. While we're at it, we're also going to grab additional scouts. That third scouting team will be the most important thing out there for gathering more cores. Just realised half my infirmaries weren't working because there wasn't any heat in them. Bit of a problem there. Now, one thing I can do in the future is, of course, just have everyone not work during storms. It'll be a bit micromanagey, but I can do it. Outside of that, everyone mostly survived. Let's start scouting. We're going for the final tier of research. I can actually get the extra insulation for my houses, but we've finally grabbed everything apart from the generator, which I'm going to start building, I think. Just because I can. With that out of the way, let's go to housing insulation and then healthcare insulation. It's day 26. We've got faster sleds. Most of the research is done that I need. Obviously, there's other things I can grab. I don't really need them, but I can grab them. The only real thing I have now is obviously healthcare insulation. I haven't built any hothouses, and then getting the actual generator up. So I'm going to start working at getting the generator up and running as a nice finishing piece for the centre. The very first dreadnought has been found. This is good. We can now start building Basically, a library meets a museum where all of our old people can read about what we used to have and then feel sad about themselves. There's 15 of these we need. Let's see if we can find all of them before 100 days. With the research actually complete, I'm going to put down the first step. This will allow us to build profiles, apparently, and we can start building everything we need to build. The very first step requires 8 structural profiles. Of course, we're going to keep on building, growing, and expanding this. We need as many structural profiles as possible. We will rebuild everything, but we will not turn it on. And just like that, we have the very, very first piece from the dreadnoughts. 14 more to go. Will we get them all? And a lone automaton gives us what we need of 3 cores. Those cores will go to making a factory to get prosthetics and get an automaton up, although I seriously think they do in fact need steam. The shaft structure has been put down. It looks like it needs 50 people to make it, and it will take 1 day 13. Let's start rebuilding what we used to have. Oh, and also people have arrived. 100 more people. While we're at it, a huge amount more of my storage areas will be built. We need a lot of these to store everything. So, with that being said, all of our resources are going into building storage. Everyone is getting food, whether they like it or not. I've begun to realise our coal is dropping drastically. We're going to actually have to use the cores to build better coal mines. That's a blow, but it is what we're going to have to do. The first stage of the tower is done. The second stage is now being prepped. If we can get this running, I'll be very happy. This is the pressure valves. We need that to release the pressure. Huge amounts of research for Centre have now been done. We've gathered all the coal we can, but we still need things to come back home. We need those power cores. They are on their way, but they're taking time. The second stage is now complete. We now need to get the third stage of the generator, which requires steam exchangers, which requires a core, of which we don't have. We need more steam cores, and we need them pretty soon. While we're at it, we'll soon get the fighting arena. People bare-knuckle box in the freezing snow because no one's invented torches for a bare-knuckle boxing ring. 2 more cookhouses have been deployed. We need these to get more food. I'm going to put a lot more of the hunters' hangers. We need a lot more of them going down. We also need this coal out the way. Someone's going to pick it up and freeze. With the cores finally here, I can actually do the most important thing. Get our coal fully upgraded. We never researched the coal upgrades. That's a big problem. While we wait for coal, I'm going to put down the factory so I actually get some prosthetics and eventually automatons, although again, they probably won't be useful. We have access to one advanced coal plant now being upgraded. The other one's a basic one, and there's still spare coal we need. But again, we'll need more cores, and there's a stormer coming. I've decided to go get a public house. We're going to have pubs. People need alcohol. And the public house is going to be right there at the front. Everyone gets a drink while they watch the generator being rebuilt. So while the storm is hitting on day 36, it says the final ultimate storm start happening at day 50. You're meant to have fixed this by day 50. I obviously will have it prepared maybe by day 50, but not on by day 50. Let's carry on. Another thing we're going to do is add alcohol to our food. Less discontent from the food. Everyone's going to be drunk and cold. Now I could stop all my people going to work during the storm, but I'm not going to. We kind of need more coal and things, so we're going to let them keep working and we'll see how many people get ill. Remember, if they lose an arm, they gain a limb. I'd like to say we've survived this entire storm with barely any ill people, but again, when day 50 rolls around, we'll be hitting like minus 100, give or take. So we're getting close to a lot of people being ill. Looks like all my people going out to work tonight in the food areas, they're getting very ill. But apart from that, we're doing very well. At this stage, I'll be honest, we are day 37. I've done everything I can to make my people better. Like, I've got all the research, I've got a couple of extra rules to do, but I've basically done everything I need to. This city you see here is the city you get, and there's not really much else. I can, of course, build something cool, like the archives, which I'm going to do just here, but there's no other reason for anything else. We have everything. So now it's literally just a matter of playing the waiting game. In one run with 3 separate scout teams all coming back with a buried dreadnought treasure. We're actually starting to fill up the archives. It's going to take time, but I think we might be able to do it. Loads of people just got maimed by a machine. This one? It's not even being used and it just injured people? We just gained a lot of really ill people. We have not yet had any deaths. But that profile manufactory has just caused a lot of ill people. Every single bit of research I can research has now been researched. The next stage of research will be if I knock up the generator. We are now waiting purely for a generator. That's where we're at in the world. However, in my ongoing way to be better, we're going to have righteous denunciation and maybe faith keepers. We're going to keep the faith. We also have a 2 to 3 day storm at day 47. It's going to be minus 50, minus 80. It's getting colder. And finally, we have faith keepers. They will keep the faith, and people will know that I am their god captain now. Limited power. Follow me, I am your god captain. Yes, worship me, praise me. I will guide you through the ice, the darkness, the doom. Join me in worshipping me, because I am the only one keeping you alive. If you don't like it, I will send you out into the storm. Due to our lack of need for wood, I'm actually going to get rid of the steam wall drill. We need the cores for other things. So the steam wall drill will be destroyed. This one will be upgraded to the next tier, but we don't really need both. The next stage of the generator, the tower pumps have been built. We won't put any people in it because every time there's a storm, it destroys progress. But we have access to that. We have the machine shop. We have the profile manufacturer. We can't build the steel composite thing, which I think is the foundry, because we need space over here, and I built an archives. The storage situation is as good as we can make it. A huge amount of storage, that is good. We have the first industrial hothouse making more food. We're going to get another one of those once we get another core. We will have to turn off the hunters hangars of all of their really awesome looking aircraft. We only have one basic wall drill right now. Research is not on. The factory is not really needed, but it's made a lot of prosthetics. We're going to make a few more because the storm is coming. And the housing, we can have several hundred more people. We will make sure this city survives. I own their lives now. The storm's about to end, so I'll go to minus 50. Go away. We will then have a few more temperature drops to show a problem, and there's about 300 people currently ill. What I've learned is we need a lot more infirmaries and medical tents, so a lot more medical tents are now being desperately built. We are now the protector of the truth. I am the protector, they will worship me. We have officially had no deaths so far. I'm saying that at day 50 nearly. Our very first death just happened, day 50. 10 people just died because the scaffolding collapsed on the centre. My very first deaths were scripted. Typical. I've done everything I can. The first deaths of my entire run, day 50, were scripted building the tower we did not even need for the run. The next stage of the generator, the support frame, is being built because I might as well. It's already killed enough people. I've decided the children should be given child shelters. They will be sheltered rather than sent to the front line. I have changed my mind on what they should be doing. The children are all being put behind the archives. The children will learn from our history what not to do. Children from the child shelters can now work at medical facilities. They will help carry out the blood and the frozen toes. Because we've already had dead people, it's time to initiate dueling laws. People get to duel to the death in the name of me. It's the only thing I can think of to keep them distracted. Apart from that, everyone else is doing fine if you ignore the dead bodies of people who keep dying working on the generator. In keeping with all of the faith, I'm building faith towers, or these prayer towers, absolutely everywhere. People will need to know what they're doing. Everyone will be praying to me. The faith will be kept, or the people will be beaten. We're now at the stage where the houses are freezing, and it's going to be minus 100 degrees. We are building the next stage of the tower, because that's the only thing we have left to do. We'll see how many people survive this storm. There's 604 people. Let's see how many survive. Oh yeah, a few also died on the world. It's officially so cold, even the infirmaries have turned off. That means every storm from now on, people are going to freeze. We have 232 ill people right now. Will any survive? 604. 2 days. Let's check. It appears to me that everyone's so badly injured, they are hoping the pain will cleanse them. Luckily, a lot of pain will be cleansed in the next day or so. Thank you for believing in me, your god captain. Good news, we survived. Bad news, 100 people did not. We lost 100 people over the night, so our scouts are going to have to go find more people. We won't tell them what happened to the previous teams. The core of the generator is now being built. This will be super important and hopefully stop a lot of the horrible gas killing everyone constantly. If not, we are in trouble, but we are still building. We found survivors to replace the previous survivors. Apart from building this central generator, which I'm doing and people are getting ill, there's literally nothing I can do right now. All I can do is see how long we survive without the generator. Once I turn it on, and I probably will have to at some point, is when it ends. The toxic danger is now over because we've assembled the central piece. We're now putting the thermal hull on top. We've almost completely built ourselves a generator. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. The next storm is going to be minus 90... minus 100, minus 120. There's going to be a bit of warmth in it, but minus 120 is what we're aiming for. This is where we see how long our people survive. I've done everything I can. Literally done everything I can. Everyone else is just going to have to see how they do. People are just not going to work anymore apart from important buildings, and that is quite literally it. See how things go. Stay in your houses. Do not die. Everyone's already freezing to death. We need a lot more infirmaries, so I've been destroying every building I don't need anymore and making more infirmaries. We need this as much as possible. We have food to last for 17 days, coal to last a month. So, yeah, more infirmaries because the medical posts cannot run at this temperature. And we have 200 ill people already. It's getting towards danger zone. And here's the storm. How many will survive on day 68? We have 569. Nice. We've survived the storm with only the loss of about 30 people. That's better than the 100 of last time, but we're still losing a lot of people. The scouts are out. We've already found smoke. We're replacing the people. We've found a lot more than 30 people. No one will ever know we lost people. Some will think we've even had children. We haven't. They died. It's actually interesting watching the people work on the generator. I've never actually watched them do it. They're just like sitting there, doing the same thing over and over. Oh, it's ready. We have the generator. We're actually completed the generator. That is cool. We now have a generator which we don't really need, which means we now have the generator tech. I am researching all the tech. It also means the final book of lore can be read, apart from the House of Healing. The new faith. People will worship me. I am their god. People will die, but I am their god now. Worship me, your god captain. There we go. Welcome to the new faith. Welcome to the future. Me. "24 people died. That's barely anything. I won't even notice that. That's one storm. Goodbye. Good luck, people. Welcome to your only future." And with that, we're going to get all the heating. Steam hubs, generator range, everything. We're also, of course, going to get the automatons we can now use. We still can't use them, so I have to turn the generator on. But they're there. They exist. I can see them. Steam hubs have been liberally placed around the city. Again, they've never been turned on because the generator has never been turned on. But they exist for the future when I give my people the warmth of my embrace, rather than the cold of my disdain. Another storm, 616 people. How many will survive? 2 days. 80 people have died. We are now desperately low on people because most of them still working throughout the night. I will no longer have them do that. One of the things I will say is there's no real end game to this. I'm currently waiting. We get some survivors. They might live, they might die. But there's nothing else I can really do. This has actually felt a lot easier than the usual run. Because obviously the first 30 odd days, I didn't have to worry about heat. I didn't have to worry about coal. If I had houses and I had a little bit of coal, I could run them and do it quite easily. This has been a far easier run, weirdly, than regular. The storms are every 6 days. So we might only have 200-300 people. But honestly, we don't need that many people. We just need to make sure we have enough people to run all of the infirmaries. If that's okay, we're okay. It appears, if I don't do anything stupid like have nighttime processions, my people could survive for 2 days pretty well. If they start getting gravely sick after 2 days, but as you can see, the temperature will go up and we're nearing day 100. We have quite literally survived 100 days and only, checks notes, 241 people have died, which is good numbers in my book. That's barely anyone. So when I first started this run, I was genuinely curious, could I survive 100 days without a generator. And I quite clearly have, because as you can see, nothing is turned on. There's no heat, nothing. And I survived far more easily than the regular run. I lost a lot more people, because of course I was a little bit incompetent at night time. But I've survived 100 days without a generator, without any heat, just being 120 degrees and everyone hiding inside their houses. And only a small amount of people have perished. Just a tiny, tiny amount of people. But anyway, I have been the Fallen Shogun. This has been the No Generator Run 100-day challenge. Everything went great. I have spent the last hour watching something on the other screen because nothing's happened apart from people work, people don't work. Take care. If you want to see more, please tell me down below. I do other challenges, I do other things. I do 100-day runs, do challenge runs, do first impressions. Sometimes I do Let's Plays. But anyway, take care, be awesome, be epic, be amazing, and I'll be seeing you sometime soon. Thank you for my viewers, thank you for my subscribers, thank you for my Patreons.